Welcome to Newbern's Garage. On this episode, we're going to trade off one of my bucket list cars, which is a 1955 Chevrolet, for a car I didn't realize I needed on my bucket list until I seen it the other day. Long story short, I went and bought a Tahoe off of Facebook, and when I got to the guy's house, he had a car that I was just immediately drawn to. I ran straight to it and I was like, well, tell me about this car and what are you asking for it? And so we, looked it over. And then by the end of that trip, I threw this out there because he had mentioned he had a 55 Chevrolet that he regretted selling. And in my head, I was like, this car's pretty damn cool. I would be willing to trade my 55, which is nothing more than a shell that needs a ton of work, for this car, which we're going to get this weekend. So before we go, I need to swap the body to another chassis because the one it's on is just to roll it around. It's really crappy, but I did go pick up another chassis for it as I've been gathering parts for this thing the last couple of years. So we're going to get the body off, put it on a different chassis. I got a core support, we got bumpers, we've got lots of parts that go with this car. So now I need to gather everything up so I can make the trip and go get our new ride. First things first, we need to get the car lifted up and get it unbolted from the chassis, which I'm pretty sure only has a couple of bolts in it, just to roll it around, and dig the other one out of the woods that I've gathered for it. We got a bolt the rear end under it, front suspension, and I have lots of just random wheels sitting around, so I'll try and find something that looks a little cooler than just these old steel wheels to put on it, and hopefully by the end of this, I don't regret it, which probably not, because once you guys see the car we're trading for, you're either going to be like, dude, good trade, or you're an idiot. So let's get to work and rip this thing apart. This is why I say the chassis is no good. So they've either crashed it or they've cut off this frame horn on this side because they needed it for something else. And then when they went to cut the factory transmission mounts out of it, they did not care whatsoever how they did it. So they've just, this could be repaired, but it is hacked up pretty good. So I have another one that's all factory. There's two choices back there. I'll show you guys that in just a little bit, but this car is solid. It's just surface rust. Old chassis is out. Here's the one we're going to put in it. This one's been smoothed, and when they cut the transmission mount off, you can see they cut it pretty much flush, And all you have to do is just come back and grind that little bit of weld down, and you'll never even know it was there. This one's missing all the front suspension, but I have another one in the woods that has all nice A-arm springs, everything that we need, all the steering, so we can rebuild this and put it all back together. Someone has also, back in the day, relocated the springs to the inside. So what they did was they took this mount off of this side of the frame and put it here, and then vice versa with that one. And what that allows is for big old fat tires, and the leaf spring is not in the way. I don't know what these wheels and tires came off of, but a dirt car? I'm not sure. So we're going to change those. Might change the leaf springs, might put the better of the two leaf spring packs, maybe from that one, bolt those on this one. But that's the plan. I've got four chassis for a 55, 56, and we're going to build one good one out of all those, and that's what we'll put up under the 55. And then we'll go through all my parts and gather up as much as we can to make this as complete as it can possibly be. Here's the plan. This chassis here came from my buddy Keith Turk. He pulled it out from under his wagon that they're building. And the problem with this one is somebody had cut it up to fit an AC compressor for an LS, and also the bottom of it's rusted out. I didn't notice that when I got it. So we're going to use all the front suspension off of this one, put it on this frame, make one good frame out of all three of these, and then junk the rest. It is Saturday morning, and I'm getting ready to go meet Jason, who has the car that we're trading for, hopefully, at Buc-ee's right outside of Birmingham. And the 55, it's ready to go. I made big progress on that car and actually got way behind. I had to just get it done so I could leave this morning. And what ended up happening was I had collected 3 different chassis for that car, you know, to pick from when I go to build it. And they were all junk. I didn't realize that they had their own little issues. One was bent. I didn't realize it. And one had rust holes underneath the bottom of it. So I got mad and just cut them up. And they're on the scrap trailer. I cut whatever good parts were left off of them and scrapped the rest. And the chassis that it's currently sitting on is out from under the 57 wagon that Finnegan gave away on his channel, and I got the old chassis when he converted it to a gasser. But that chassis was dead straight, zero rust. It was complete. It had a known good rear end in it because that car had ran the last couple of years. So the transmission was good, the rear end was good. I even stuck a motor in this thing. The motor that's in it came out of Cotton's Monte Carlo, but it was knocking. But it's got some good parts on it. He's got engine mounts. It's holding the transmission from falling out of the car. You know, important things. The wheels I acquired those when I purchased a Fairlane off Marketplace a few months ago, and they've been sitting in my garage, and I thought they might look pretty cool in the 55, and I have no use for them. So there they are. And I put slicks on the back. Just because a drag radial just makes anything look cool. Like, look. So yeah, I've got a bunch of parts loaded up. I think I got 3 hours of sleep. But I'm ready. And I'm ready for you guys to see what we're going to be trading for, because I'm super excited. I never thought I would get rid of this car, because like I said, I wanted to build my version of a two-lane blacktop car. But there'll be others, because like I said, the car that we're hopefully trading for is super cool too. And I've already fallen in love with it. I've officially made it to Buc-ee's. Place is packed out for Labor Day weekend. I didn't hardly sleep at all last night. I'm so excited for the new project car. What the hell is that over there on the trailer? Just like that, we got us a 63 Biscayne. See where my third brake light seal is leaking. Look at the water in my headliner. What a piece of crap. I'm almost back home, and my friends Bert, Brandon, and John are there working on Bert's 57 to try and get it running this weekend. And we're all in a big group text. And I sent a message to the group and was like, oh man, the deal fell through. He thought my car was a piece of junk, so I'm headed back home. And they're all like, oh, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry. And they're all like bummed out. But little do they know.
Maybe a little bit of a real puncture. Yes. Yep. Good donor. Hey, this is a good gas mileage car right here.
This is the worst set. It's like got a couple of dings here and there. Like the underneath. Dead solid.
Yeah. Tires probably went flat and fast.
You see the carburetor screwed up. It won't run right now. I mean, he fired it right up at his house.
Well, I put this over so it go back. Took this off. And I put this right in that rubber. This still right here. Man, this thing almost as all as that from.
Yeah. Almost. We got our new project home, and I cannot wait to start working on this car. This is a Biscayne, a 63. This is the base model of the full-size GM cars. There's no bells and whistles, no extra chrome, nothing like that. The Impala was at the top, Biscayne's at the bottom. And I have a 64 Impala, which was my first car. And at some point, we'll get these cars next to each other and kind of compare apples to apples and see all the differences. But it has the original inline six-cylinder, 3-speed manual transmission. Someone has already put a new fuel tank in it and run new fuel line. So that part's done. He said the brakes are a little sketchy. He did drive it, but since then the carburetor is pretty much junk. It's wore out and it just flat out doesn't run. So on a future episode, we'll dive into that, trying to fix that carburetor. If not, we'll just throw another one on there and test drive this thing to see what all it needs. So I know first thing it's going to need is lowering, because that's just, you know, these cars just look so good on the ground. Hope you guys don't think I screwed up trading off my 1955 Chevrolet for a Biscayne. But I mean, 55s are everywhere. You know, I had just built the four-door, so I didn't want to jump into building another one right away. And like I said, I love Biscaynes. Like, they're just so cool to me. We have plans for this one. I'd like to do the suspension you know, get it reliable. I got to put exhaust on it because all the exhaust is cut off of it. And I just so happen to have a brand new exhaust tubing machine. So I'm going to use that on this car to build a full exhaust. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, just stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to have a lot more with this car and other ones. You know, they're piling up and I love it. So thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time.